What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Opps SportsCast. We in the building. End of August edition 2026. We gearing up for the NFL season, which is right around the corner. Fantasy drafts abound along the way. We got a bunch of things to chop it up about this week as we're going to be diving into the antics of a one Ennis Cancer at the WNBA game getting thrown out. We're going to be talking a Little League World Series. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different topics. So make sure that you tune in. But before we do all that, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe. Show us some love in the comment section. Become part of the dialogue in the chat while you're here with us today. What
Yes,
up,
sir.
Lucito? Yeah. So we got Dave in the cut and Big Zeke with us. Of course, Josh is out of town. And we're excited to get into it with everybody here today.
Yes, sir.
Um, Fellas, hope your week went well.
It's been dope, man. What about y'all?
Yeah, we got our fantasy draft this Sunday, man.
Yeah, we do.
Should be a good time.
Somebody ain't in it though. What it is?
Yeah. I would have been one and done, but y'all made me defend my championship. So
Yo, man. Oh, this dude, this dude act like he just came in and just bust everybody up.
I
Yeah, I would have
did.
been one and done, but I had to come bust
I,
y'all up.
I did. I played 1 year, won the championship, tried to bow out, and I was like, nah, y'all can't do that. I'm like, whatever.
Hmm.
Man, we miss having you in there, bro.
I mean, I'm still in the chat.
I hear you, but
That
as
should
you can
count for
see, we still
something.
have to put up with the antics of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every fantasy year is good. Two things are guaranteed to happen. We're gonna forget to put somebody in for the pre-draft lineup. That happened, and I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but somebody's gonna complain about some of the settings that are set up for the draft. And you have two of the
Already
commission.
know.
You already know. You got two of the commissioners right here. We not having it this year, bro. We're not standing for it this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well,
Wait, I got a testimony,
Go for it.
yeah.
bro. For the last month, I have been at it with my body, bro. I got a grade two sprain. I think I told you guys about that at my grandson's game, running from some hornets. Took a month for that to heal. Go 3 weeks, going into four. I was coming out of that. Then I started to get these pains, man, in my side, in my back. And I'm like, man, here it is, kidney stone. Bro, I don't know what was going on, but man, the grace of God, I'm through that. I was going through it for 2 weeks, man. Went to Had a CT scan, went to see my doctor. My doc said I need a bacchiotomy. And you know, I was like, you never heard of that, Peasy?
Nah, what the heck is a bacchiotomy? That sounds like some pause stuff, bro.
Got him, see. Got him, man. Yo, man, that's some made up stuff, man. Dave Chappelle said that in one of his movies, man. He was playing a character that said, my doctor said I need a bacchiotomy.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I had to pull that one anyway. Bro, it was rough going, man. But your boy is cancer free. I had to go and get a scope. Just my doc wanted to make sure everything was good. I'm bringing this up, man, because y'all see the little banner down here that says get checked. It's not down there for no reason, right? Fellas, go get checked, man. If you got a trace of blood in your urine, if you go for a checkup and they say, "Oh, we see a little bit of blood in your urine, it's microscopic or whatever," go get checked out. Go find a urologist, go get checked out, because you just never know what it might be, right? If you're seeing traces of blood in your urine, definitely go get to the emergency room so they can check you out. The emergency staff can get you scheduled for either a CT scan or to get a what's the thing? What they call when the ladies are ultrasound. My bad. I'm getting old, man. The brain don't work like it used to. Ultrasound. It's very important. I had bladder cancer. I'm a 4 year survivor, man. I'm never going back there. I'm healed. Uh, you guys, all the fellas, man, the ladies too. It's important that you get checked out, and I always want to throw that out there every now and then, man. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you only get one body and you only get one life. So that's the message from your boy Dave in the cut.
All right.
Amen, Doc.
Important message for
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Let's get into it, my friend.
All right. What we gonna do first, man? You want to go with Enos first?
Let's get this cornball out the way.
Just get him out the way, man. There we go. All right.
So, Ennis Cantor gets booted from WNBA game. And
What a
so, like,
shame.
I know he got booted from the WNBA game, but why don't what Zeke? Why don't you get into like the details about how that whole thing went down?
So he all of this is, in my opinion, nothing more than a giant publicity stunt to draw some attention to a washed up former NBA player who's looking for some sort of relevance in his life. He showed up to a Chicago Sky game wearing a shirt that has the quote unquote definition of a woman. Um, and he recorded the whole thing starting from when he showed up to the arena and got into some altercation with fans outside the arena. And then he went inside and eventually got into an altercation with Natasha Cloud, one of the players for Chicago Sky. And like actually like stood up and like kind of had his arms spread like open so everybody could see his shirt, and was actually making steps toward the court, like he was gonna like have a face to face with her or whatever. Ended up getting kicked out of the arena. Um, if you guys who are watching haven't been paying attention to Ennis Cantor and Royce Wright and their whole campaign to try to declare for next year's WNBA draft, go check it out if you want. Um, but yeah, this whole thing is getting out of hand. I just read that he did get banned from the Chicago Skies arena. Um, I saw another article where the WNBA declared that they would not be eligible for next year's draft, which should have been able to go without saying. I wasn't able to read the whole article though, so it was one of those where you want to finish reading this article, subscribe. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not that interested. So, yeah, but this whole story is as way has been getting way too much oxygen for me. Um, I'll be happy when they just go back into obscurity and just let this league be what it is. Um, and the WNBA as a whole, like they're putting some good product on the court. But it seems like anytime anybody's talking about the WNBA these days, it's for off court shenanigans, and I kind of feel bad for these players. Like they want to go out there and give their league some relevance, and everybody wants to talk about other stuff. So I'll be glad when these dudes just go back into under the rock that they were living under for the past I don't know how many. I never know who Royce Wright was until he put a wig on and started these shenanigans. So um, yeah, I'm over it. I'm sure they are too. So
Yeah, man. I was watching some of the young ladies. I was watching some of the interviews, and you could just tell, man. There's like there's fatigue from this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you want to make a point, make a point. I get it. Make the point, and then I don't know. Let's put it out there. Let the people take your message. It's kind of like witnessing, man. It's like you know, it's not our job to water. It's our job to plant the seed, right? So these guys, man, they have this thing where they're just like they're trying to plant the seed, they're trying to water, man, they're trying to like propagate and plant some more. It's just like put your message out there and then let the people rock with it. And that's how I see it right now because it's kind of gotten to the point where they're taking over the league And let me close this window, man. My neighbors over here, they act like they out in South Central or something, man.
You got one of them good mics because we didn't hear nothing.
Oh, okay. We have some new neighbors. They're great people, man. They're putting up a fence because they got two big huskies and they're trying to put up a stockade fence. But right now they out there, they out there set tripping right now. So anyway, back to the shenanigans. I just think that I feel sorry for the ladies because they want to play ball, man. You know what I'm saying? And you could just see that's what they want to do. So I just hope it gets back to some type of normalcy. The league, I applaud the league. The league did come out and say, listen, they took a somewhat of a stance. They said only women can play in the league, and I mean whatever that means. I'm sure when somebody comes to them privately, they'll say, hey, this is what we mean. Like we have all biological women in the league, and moving forward, that's who we want in the league. That's who will be eligible according to our CBA. Women can play in the league, and leave it at that. And you know, I think that going into the playoffs, I think that's what they needed, man. They needed some kind of statement. I still don't think that the commissioner survives, though. I think they get rid of her. I think
Yeah,
they
she
need,
out of here.
yeah, I think they need somebody that is just, you know, for everybody that didn't like Dave, for the 10 people that didn't like David Stern when he ran the NBA, there were thousands that loved him because he ran a tight ship. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we're gonna be thugging while we're sitting on the bench. Oh, we're not gonna have that. We're not having that. I mean, we heard Carmelo Anthony say that he dragged him to New York City into his office, man, and threw a file down in front of him and said, why were you at this address? Why were you at this party on this date? Why were you hanging out? Why were you in the car with this person? He said they knew everything about his life because NBA security had been all over him. And David Stern told him, either you want a thug, go thug. If you want to play ball, then we'll be happy to have you. So I think they need a commissioner, man, that's just not afraid to be alienated. You can't in that position. You can't worry about being liked. You have to worry about doing the right thing. In my opinion, it's.
So, like, I guess I missed that part. So, like, the WNBA finally defined what a woman was.
They didn't really define but what they said was their statement was basically the W only women can play in the WNBA, and according to the CBA, only we have not had any transgender athletes play in the WNBA up until from today back, and it will basically remain that way. And so it's a twofold message. It's basically setting the stage for next year when these two clowns that's making all of this noise try to come up and do something. And it also says, they're standing behind their CBA. The CBA says biological women, from what I understand.
Is that what the CBA says?
I think so. I'm not certain. I'll find out though. But
If the CBA says that, then this whole thing has been a non-issue. Because
yeah,
I don't like it. That's all the WNBA needs to do is just say, "Hey, biological women at birth." That's it, and then it's
yeah.
a non-issue. I don't understand why they don't. And they should be protecting their players. They should have came out and just said that a long time ago. We didn't need all this drama. You
But
just said
again, that
biological women
it
and you be
speaks to the
done.
leadership. The lady who's leading the league now, man. She's not really liked, and you know, did y'all see when she was supposed to be on Dan Patrick's show, and she told him that she wasn't going to show up, and he had
Yeah.
her on the big screen behind him. She was out at the putting greens. She was out like at the tee box practicing the driving range before she was supposed to tee off to play golf. She told him that she couldn't come speak to him because she knew he was going to ask her the hard questions and kind of ask the stuff that people want to know.
But
And
the crazy thing is that that shouldn't even be a hard question. This should be a very easy question. Where the
it should.
WNBA, the W stands for women. We're only going to allow biological women in the WNBA. End of story. And then
Right.
we can move on. Like, I don't understand why this needs to be dragged out.
Well, that's again, it's leadership. She doesn't have a backbone. And when people go to test her, you know what I'm saying? So it says the eligibility rule says Article 8 of the WNBA CBA states only that only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. Lack of definition. The agreement does not define the term woman, nor does it state whether eligibility is based strictly on biological S word, biological sex, birth assignment, or gender identity. I'm not playing this game, man. I ain't gonna be saying no S word, bro. I'm 55 years old.
That's a S word.
Bro, that's wild, Dave. But nah, I mean that's Ennis Canner's point, ain't it? Is as long as you claim you're a woman according to that definition.
Yeah, I mean
So they
that's
just, but she could end it in 2 seconds. How stupid is this whole conversation? Just be there like biological woman and move on.
yeah. So it's clear that her name is Kathy Engelbert. It's clear that she's just not the person to lead right now, man. Because even if she wanted to go against that, she stand on something, man. Say something. You know what
Bro,
I'm
how
saying?
crazy is it to lose your job over an unwillingness to say the W in WNBA stands
No, no, no.
for women?
There's a long list of reasons why she should lose her job. This is
Oh,
just the
bro.
cherry on top.
Yeah, yeah.
She
Let me
should have
tell
been
you,
gone.
Chris. This is the icing on the cake. This ain't even like if you read into her, man, and see the turmoil, just like the debacle that she has created in this league. Like even people don't normally come out and speak about but the head of leadership and buck the system. Even those people are like, man, she got to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. It's like
What
stand on something, find a hill, die on a hill, man. Make it the right one though, but say
What do you think
something.
about the conspiracy that, because to me, this is so simple to correct, it takes 2 seconds to correct. What do you think about the conspiracy that maybe they're under the intention that, no publicity is bad publicity, and they're letting this run just so they can be headline news on Fox and CNN, prime time, drawing attention to their league? Because what would be the incentive to let this draw out the way it has?
And that's why she needs to go because they don't need that. Like they're playing good ball. Like I know you say you're not a big fan or you don't watch the product and all that, and that's cool. But there is good basketball being played on the court. They don't need these types of shenanigans. Who cares about being a top story on Fox News or CNN? Like those are people who don't care about basketball. They're not going to watch basketball for this.
Right.
They'll talk about it, but it's not going to improve your viewership on USA or ESPN when you're on TV playing the game. So I don't understand what good it does the league. This type like no, you say no. There's no such thing as bad publicity, but I disagree in this case because this is just this is foolishness, and it's
Even
drawing the wrong type of attention to the league. It's drawing attention from people that couldn't care less about basketball, and they wouldn't mind seeing the demise of the league. They're drawing the attention of people who want to ridicule the game, i.e., Ennis Cantor and Royce Wright. So, yeah,
and keep it at a buck, man. I watched that game. So I was looking for a baseball game to watch the other night, Sunday night, but because the little league game was on. Z, remember I asked you if you was watching it, and
yeah,
I couldn't find the game for a while. I forgot the little league the MLB players were playing in Williamsport.
Williamsport, yeah.
So I watched the game, and I recorded the baseball game and watched it later, and I was like, man, this is a good game, and then until it wasn't, until it just got dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what are we doing, man? Like, and it was they they was fighting, man. They was playing good ball, and
But
I
the
don't know,
problem
man.
is this still isn't over then, because until they just say the one line they need to say, the W stands for biological woman. Technically, they have no reason to say that Ennis Cantor can't play until
Well,
they take
until
the
they change
radical
the
leap.
language in the CBA, they can't do that because they
I'm
open
sorry.
themselves up. And until they change the language in the CBA, it's like Dave said, it says women are eligible. But it's 2026, and the definition of woman, unfortunately, is in flux right now. So they can't come out and just say biological women because that goes against what's in the CBA. If they change the language in the CBA, they can do that. Um, Again, I know I think we talked about this 2 episodes ago. If they come up
Also,
with
they got to collectively
regulation,
bargain that.
yeah,
So
and if they come up with
they
some
gotta
kind of
consult with the Players
Yeah.
Association, is what you're trying to say.
yeah, and
Oh,
if
I
they
got
come
you.
up with if they get to the point where they say, okay, we're going to allow transgenders to play, come up with some kind of regulations, some kind of testing or whatever to I don't know how you can make
But
it
you see
illegal, but a regulation.
how stupid it is, because if there was like some kind of controversy like that, like in like the NFL, for example, that's always very cutting edge. There's a
Hmm.
problem, they fix it. Sometimes mid-season, even if they have to do a rules change.
Hmm.
The players association should just collaborate if it's damaging the sport the way that we see that, or at least we perceive it to be, at least on this podcast, because they're like, man, I would really want this to be over with. Why wouldn't the players association just be there like, yo, let's just get this ship righted and get people talking about the product again, and let's just make a declarative statement like, hey, this is what a woman is, we're moving on, get out of the stands, over and done with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why they don't just like, hey, listen, call a special meeting, be a leader, bring the head of the association together and just be there like, hey, we're gonna make this announcement, you good? Good. you know
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Cito said in the comments, drama sells. And it seems that's why I have brought up like maybe this is what they want, because it's they're like, why not, like, how hard is it? I understand it's in the CBA, like you said. I didn't know that, Zeke, but like, how hard is it just to call a special counsel and just they're like, bro, this is damaging our product, this is damaging our reputation, our image. Let's put this behind us. Obviously, when we originally wrote the CBA, W meant women, biological women, and let's move on. I don't think that would be
Beautiful.
very hard. But speaking of moving on, let's move on to the next topic. If that's okay with you guys. I think we've given that enough
Yeah, let's do
oxygen.
it.
Um,
Yeah, I think we do. Let's do this real quick. So this is a simple little topic right here, Zeke. Let's talk about the Little League World Series. We kind of referenced it.
wow, Little League World Series, second
Nice little
topic on the
segue.
podcast. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. I
All
mean,
Nice
right.
little
yeah, man.
segue.
It's like, listen, man. Let's not act like this thing is not a big deal. They got major league teams, okay, playing in a stadium that just packed with little kids, with baseball, youth baseball players. Man, it's like they getting no parents. I mean, just coaches and the players. That's a big deal. Like, look at how far we've come with this sport, man. That's a pretty big deal to me. So
Okay, Zeke,
call
take
me
us
old
away.
fashioned.
All right, old fashioned. Take it away, Zeke.
I'm not feeling this whole Zeke start off all these topics kick tonight, man.
Nah, man, Zeke,
I,
it's your time to shine, man. Get it.
I don't want to shine. I'm tired. So yeah, Kenley Rasmus is this year's version of Monet Davis. I don't know if y'all remember Monet. Um,
Oh
she
yeah.
was a little girl who dominated on the mound in the Little League World Series a few years back. Monet Davis is now playing professional baseball. That's scary. Dave, we getting
That's
old.
crazy, bro. I'm
We
old.
getting old. But yeah, Kenley Rasmus is she's got major league blood in her veins. Her I think her father played in the majors, and maybe her uncle too. I can't remember. Colby Rasmus. I think there was another
Yes.
Rasmus that she's related to that played in the league. But yeah, she's been getting the headlines for her play, not only on the mound, but she's hitting the ball like crazy too. And yeah, it's kind of funny that this is happening now because she's getting all these headlines for dominating in against the boys, and it's like, I don't know. I don't want to take away from her shine. Like, I love the fact that she's out there doing what she does, but this whole thing about keeping Ritter women separate from each other on the field, and I don't know. It's kind of funny that all of this is happening at the same time as we got this controversy in the WNBA. But I digress. Um, Good for you, Kenley. Keep shining. Um, they do have the women's professional baseball league now. It'll be interesting, like when she gets old enough, like if she says I want to play in the major leagues, and they're like, nah, you got to play in the WPBL. Like how would that play out? But we'll worry about that when we get to it, I guess.
So, PZ, how do you feel about what age do you think that at what age do you think they should start splitting girls and boys off from playing on the same team?
You mean like in baseball or
Yeah,
like in
ba-
general?
In any sport,
baseball. Let's stick with baseball for now.
like should we say she should be in the girls' little league playing softball, or should she be allowed to play baseball with the boys?
No, I think they should split it off. Like I mean, like if you're talking like competitive, or you just like because like we
Little League
play
World
like
Series,
rec
Pat.
league. Yeah, they should split that off. They should split that off. Give the girls a chance to have their own shine. I know this is a great example, but the whole reason it's making the podcast is because I would imagine it's an anomaly. Do they got a Kinley Rasmus on every team? Did I miss that? I don't think so. So
They
this is
don't.
an anomaly then, right?
This is the first big story that I remember of a girl dominating like this since Monet Davis, and that was years ago.
Okay, so kudos to Rasmus. We ain't trying to take her shine. We ain't trying to rain on her parade, but she is an anomaly. And so like the vast majority are not going to be able to keep up with the boys, and they're definitely not going to keep up with the men. Like I don't know, I've never seen this Rasmus play, but I know there's a lot of talented players at the little league level, at the high school level, at the college level, at the double A level that never make it to the big leagues, right? And
Right.
so, like to say or even presume that since she's dominating, that means she would ever have a shot at Major League Baseball is a stretch. And it's a really big stretch because
Yeah.
we all gone to Red Wings games and never seen a lot of these dudes ever get into the show. And so, like, what makes anyone think that she would be able to overcome those great odds? There's so many talented players that never get the chance because it's the highest level. And
Yeah.
so, but kudos to her. We're not trying to rain on her parade. I don't know anything about this young lady. I wish her all the best. Hopefully, she can continue to dominate. That's great for her. But nah, I mean, you gotta split it up. I mean, you gotta give the vast majority of females a chance for their own shine, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. I agree. I think that I think it's cool. Her story is very cool. I think that obviously, she tied Monet Davis's record for strikeouts in a game. And I think that in itself deserves some shine, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't imagine. So here's the thing: when Monet Davis did what she did, I mean, she was going to the White House, she was doing all kinds of stuff. So I can understand why all the hoopla with this young lady. I mean, she's doing this on a field with boys and boys her age, which leads me to another topic with the Little League World Series. We were sharing a video amongst ourselves of the kid who pitched 6 and a third innings and 6 and 2/3, and he needed one more out to get, and his arm was falling off, right? And he called his coach. I was like, "Oh, just put me in the outfield, put me in the outfield." And the coach was like, "Man, fight through it, man." And so the kid ended up going into right field and uh, ended up making the game winning assist, gunning a dude out at the plate. And I think Zeke, I think you know what I'm about to say next because you look like you was a little uneasy in your chair there, but uh, that kid looked like he was
I'm
every bit
uneasy
of
about the
22
Braves
years
game
old.
right now.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Yeah, I
Yeah,
see. Oh man, they tied it up, bro.
yeah.
That kid was every bit of 23 years old, man. That kid
Yeah,
was
that
not.
dude got a mortgage,
Yeah,
paying off his college loan.
yeah.
Let's
Somebody in
see.
the
Grown man
comments
out
said that
there.
he just took out a second mortgage on his house.
Yeah,
And he's a 12-year-old kid, man. I don't want to pick on the kid. Okay, let's get that straight.
hmm
But like, when do we reach a point, man, where these cities and these towns, man, are they stop doing this to these players? Like, when do they stop, for lack of a better term, pimping these kids out, man? Like, I get that you want the best players, man, but have we not learned anything from back in the day? When other teams were caught, cheating and putting kids that were too old to be on the team. I don't get it, man. Am I wrong, though, Zeke? Did the kid look like he was not like in at least in high school?
he did look a little older than the kids on the field, but um,
A little long
as
in the
the
tooth.
father, as a father of a grown 13-year-old boy who looks like he could be every bit of 23 sometimes,
Okay,
um, I
my
just say
argument
check
is
the birth
over.
certificate.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said that, Z, because I
My
was just
argument's
about to
over.
say,
I'm
like,
done.
bro,
I'm done.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like,
Like
have you met
I take
Deuce?
my son to work every now and then. And I'm like, yo, he's taller than everybody. Like he's bigger than most of my
Right.
coworkers, and my coworkers are like retiring. So yeah, we can't go by size anymore. Like it's
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
it's hard to
man.
just look at somebody and be like, yeah. Like we used to go to the Chinese buffet all the time, and we noticed that they used to judge by age. And I mean, like my boy is like 10, 11 years old, and they looking at him like, no. Like Deuce has been over 5 feet tall for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, and we noticed one time, like one of the last times we went in there, they stopped asking by age. They had a height chart on the beverage cooler
Yo, I
as you
used to.
walk in the door. And if you were taller than a certain height, you were getting charged grown person prices. So Deuce has been getting charged as a grown person since like
That's
10 years
right.
old.
You over a certain height, you might be able to put down a
Yeah.
whole lot of food.
Yeah, mind you, he was going in there eating chicken tenders and French fries. They didn't care. They
Hmm.
didn't care. He was getting charged like he was getting sesame chicken and crab legs.
It's like, is
So
this the appetite of an 18-year-old? No, it's not.
right, right. So yeah, like it's I don't know, man. Looks can be deceiving. Did he
Looks
look like
can
he
be
should have been?
deceiving.
Did it look like he should have been playing in the high school sectional somewhere? Yeah, but I mean, he could just be a mature 12-year-old.
There you go.
Just leave it
Yeah.
at that.
All right. Well, let's
But
keep
I
the
mean,
topic
he
moving. It.
like I applaud him for having the maturity to say, "Yo, coach, I can't pitch anymore, but I still want to
Yeah.
play." And then he
Yeah.
goes and throws an absolute dart from right field. Like
Yeah.
the play wasn't even close.
It
Like
wasn't, bro.
he gave his last bullet that he had in the chamber and saved the game for them from the outfield instead of on the mound. So I applaud him for knowing his body and forcing the coach to make a move because the coach would have just let him pitch his arm off and then dude might have been messed up for the rest of his career. So
Yeah. No doubt. All right, PZ, you said next topic, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So
yeah,
let's do it.
Daquan Daquan Wright to play
Yeah.
for LSU. Former Ole Miss tight end going to LSU after getting cut from two NFL training camps. And since we've been leaning on Zeke to go first over and over again, this story is actually crazy to me, but I'll let you start it off, Dave.
All right. So this one, man, I feel like this one is a direct result of the NIL madness that's going on in college football right now, man. Because at the center of this is all about the bag, right? A kid comes out of school, he gets drafted, right? Gets drafted and goes to camp. Now, I don't, was this kid drafted
no,
or
I think
was
he went undrafted.
he went undrafted,
He
got
was
invited to
undrafted.
camps, two camps, right? Went to two NFL camps, and is now being allowed to go back to college. And it wasn't something as simple as, well, I think I'm done here. Like there were legal ramifications, and he was legally allowed to go back to college. Now, if there wasn't enough slop on this, he's not going back to Ole Miss. He's going to LSU. And guess who's at LSU? The slop
Dave's favorite
king.
college coach.
The slop king, baby. The bag getter, Lane Kiffin. And yeah, I thought, who really thought that with 30 mil a year in NIL money that Lane Kiffin was gonna act right, man?
Nah.
Who didn't think Lane Kiffin was gonna act like Suge Knight when he got to LSU, man? We're not gonna call him Suge Knight. We're gonna call him Suge White. All right?
Dang, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, because it fits, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? He's shugging over there, man. He really is. And I defended him, man. I was like, why are the people at Ole Miss bothering Lane, man? But Lane, this kid wasn't even cut yet, man. He wasn't even gone. And Lane Kiffin was calling the coach.
Yep.
What are you gonna do with Daquan? What are you gonna, is he gone? Man, listen, it don't get more greasy than Lane Kiffin, man. It's greasy. And whatever, man. I just I don't like this at all, man, because it shows how far uh the NCAA has fallen, man. It really does. All jokes aside, you got legendary coaches quitting and just saying I can't keep up with NIL. I mean, they were doing just fine when they could hand money to players underneath the table. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But when it
Right.
got legal, they couldn't handle it. So I'm not dumb to that. But I get what they're saying, man. It's like when you hand a person like you hand Lane Kiffin $30 million, 30 million a year in NIL money, man. That dude is gonna do some damage, right? And I told y'all, I was like, he's gonna have at least 3 players from Ole Miss come and play for him. They did all of this. We're united. We're turning our back on him. He quit on us. Blah blah blah. What do you know? What do you know? And I feel like it's just so scummy, man. To when you leave school, it's hard to say it this way because cats get drafted to the MLB, right? They get drafted to Major League Baseball by a professional team, and the team owns their rights, has rights to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even if they declare they're going to college, they've been drafted and their rights have been picked up by somebody. But then what they do, I don't like who I got drafted by. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. Like, I understand that stuff is collectively bargained. It's how the bylaws are written and all of that stuff. But it's just something like it's hard to get on the football players when something like that exists with baseball, but they're two different sports and their laws are written completely different. You see what I'm saying? It's like it blows my mind, man. But I feel like now did this kid have an agent, Zeke? Do you know?
I'm not sure if he had a. I mean, he was signed and cut by 2 NFL teams. So I'm guessing if I had to put money on it, I'm thinking he had an agent, some kind of representation.
Okay.
I just looked it up. Looks like he signed a 3 year, what was that, a $3 million undrafted free agent contract. But these kids get more than that in NIL. So, and I think that's probably like one of the big reasons why, like you said, Dave, a lot of these coaches are deciding that this ain't for them anymore, right? Because
Yeah.
they were more in line with like a army recruitment agent, and now they're more of a GM,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And not everybody's cut out to be a GM, right? Because you got to negotiate money and contracts, and it used to be about the program. It used to be about the allure of the college. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
it ain't about that no more, bro. That little story you used to tell, that don't work no more.
I
That's
agree.
good, coach. How much you paying me though? Right?
Right.
and to them it takes the fun out of it. You know what I mean? Because it was the thrill of the sale. I pitch and sold my school, my program better than you did. And
Right.
now they don't care about your little pitch. How much am I making? How much are you gonna pay me? And that takes the fun out of it. As someone who does sales for a living, you know what I mean. That would take the fun out of it. If it's not about your presentation, it's all about like just the dollars. You know what I mean. That it saps the joy. And I think that like you said, the NCAA, they used to be the big bad bullies. You didn't want to cross the NCAA, and they're losing all of their punch now that these kids can literally leave, go test it out and try to become a pro, fail and come back. The one thing that I did watch was one of the commentators. I forget which national program it was on, but they were just talking about, like, think of it. This guy is coming back into the college ranks. Whose spot is he taking?
Yep.
Right? Whose
Yep.
spot is he taking? Because this would normally have been a spot for a young, aspiring athlete that no longer is going to have that opportunity because he got cut by the Philadelphia Eagles, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's the wild part. Whose scholarship did he take? Because he got cut by the Philadelphia. It could have made $3 million, but now he's gonna come back and he's gonna try his hand for another season just to try to win a chip because clearly he ain't good enough to cut it at the pro ranks. I don't really know what another year is gonna do for him.
He's gonna get a tremendous bag at LSU.
Yeah, it's gonna do something for his pockets.
Yep. But however, he still has the clear waivers for that though. So, so what I was reading about it earlier, it says that so he is, for clarity, he signed with two different teams. One was Philly, and the other was the Cleveland Browns. And Lane Kiffin couldn't wait. He called the Cleveland Browns coach and to say if he was going to make the roster or not, so he could pounce. And so there's a legal loophole with this whole situation. He and other members of the 2022 recruiting class were granted a temporary restraining order in Louisiana State Court against the NCAA. So hence, you already know there's some pocket greasing going on there. The injunction was stood up in Louisiana State Court, opening up an unexpected fifth year of college eligibility. Pending clearing waivers, Wright is expected to sign with LSU under Lane Kiffin. This marks the first time an active player has jumped from an NFL preseason training camp straight back into the college ranks through the transfer portal. That's just bananas, man.
And I don't know if you saw the ticker, but I had to look it up because I thought it was a misprint or something. But apparently, this happened in the NBA too, where our R.J. Lewis, who was the 2025
Yes.
Big East Player of the Year, and he actually signed like two uh, contracts with two different teams and played in the G League.
Hmm.
He's playing for LSU this year.
Yep. Wow.
So
LSU.
LSU, yeah. Like it's this is like it's one thing. I know you mentioned like baseball where kids get drafted out of high school and they get drafted in like the 16th round. They're like, nah, I'm gonna go to college.
Hmm.
And then they play their 3 years in college. That's the thing. Like that's been the rule since I can remember. Like you either go straight from high school. If you go to college, you play 3 years. And you can, even after that third year, if you don't like where you got drafted, you can go back. But these kids aren't going to MLB spring training camps and getting cut and saying I want to go back to school. Like they're making that decision on the spot. Like, yo, if he would have saw that, all right, I went undrafted, I'm going
Hmm.
back to college. That's one thing. But my man was in two training camps and
Yeah.
got cut by two teams. Like after signing contracts, he shouldn't be able to go back and play amateur football. Like you're no longer amateur, you're a professional at that point.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't know, man.
ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. PZ, what do you think though, man? You think it's a a good thing? You think it's a good move? You think it should be allowable or what, man? What do you?
Well, it is allowed. If it's a good move for the kid, then yeah, I mean, it's a good move for him, but it's a domino effect. You're hurting other kids. So it's not just about him. I was a proponent of these guys getting paid. I was a big proponent of that. I always thought for a long time that, like the college system was taking advantage of these student athletes because
Hmm.
they're not really student athletes. It was, they're making millions and billions of dollars
Hmm.
with these professional, with March Madness, with the, college football playoffs. You know what I mean? They're making billions of dollars on this, and so I always thought it was farcical to say, but they're getting a college education out of it. And they're like, yeah, bro. And then like, you're gonna send them letters if they actually make money afterwards, and try to ask them to donate a whole bunch of it to you. I was
Hmm.
saying, like, bro, but what about all the money you made off of them while they were there? So I was a big proponent of that. But I do think there needs to be some kind of guardrails where you're protecting the future generation of these kids. So that way the next generation has a chance because you're getting these dudes that are going for 5, 6 years in college. It's just crazy. What was that quarterback that we were talking about earlier in this year? Um, I,
Nico. I can't remember his last name, but his first name is
yeah,
Nico.
that he like petitioned and sued to try to get another year of eligibility. And I don't know, man. It's the wild wild west now in the in the
NCAA.
NCAA. Yeah, it's the wild wild west now because there's nobody. It's like the old saying that they know that the Wizard of Oz doesn't really have any magic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No doubt.
So we'll see. We'll
Bananas.
see where this goes, but it's only going to further deteriorate, I think, because they're just like any other amateur sports league. They're the double A baseball. They're triple A. They're just another one now. They're not special anymore. Like, hey, this is college. They're not. They're not special anymore.
Yeah.
They're just another league, but they're a successful league, and so they got that going for them.
No doubt. Well,
Keep
that
it
was
moving.
that was a good one. All right, fellas. Go. Guess we'll go into the last topic here,
Yes, sir.
and
He looks
Yeah, it's
sad.
cornball.
He looks sad, Zeke. He looking like, please don't talk about me.
tell
Hmm. Why they
Marte.
mess with me? Yeah, I was just chilling. It's my day off.
Tell Marte.
So
Hmm.
Cattell
I
Marte
lost
goes
all that money
AWOL
at the
from the
casino.
Diamondbacks. Cattell Marte was spotted at the casino that's 20 miles from the stadium while his team was playing. I think we should probably give the audience a little bit of context. Mysteriously, Cattell Marte vanished from his team as they were playing, I believe, in Boston.
Yeah.
He just didn't show up, and it was kind of a weird situation because it didn't seem like anybody really knew what was going on or where the heck he was for a while there. And Tel Marte famously had like some kind of mental health issues. I believe, like, what was that? Was that last year when his mother died? Right?
His mom died in 2017, but a fan was heckling him in the stands about it,
That's
and
right. That's what it
it
was.
got to him.
And he broke down. And
Yeah.
so he needed time to mentally recover from that. And I guess we really don't know what's going on with him mentally still, right? I don't think they actually officially announced like what's he dealing with, but he went
I'm,
AWOL.
yeah. Supposedly he's got a leg injury, something or other, and I think they might be hiding behind that because they can't really get a handle on the situation. They're trying to reach out to him. He's not reaching back. I think this guy, man, this contract is ridiculous, bro. 6 year, 116.5 mil.
But they had every right though, Dave, which they did at first, to put him on the restricted list, which
Oh,
is
without
not,
question. Yeah.
just so the audience knows, the restricted list is not the the injured list, right?
Right.
It's not that. So the injured list, the player still gets paid. The restricted list, they do not get paid. They
Now,
do
Yeah.
not accrue any service time either.
I think he is on the injured list now because they're saying that the big people are making a big deal about him being at the casino. All he has to do is show up for his treatments while he's on the injured list, and everything is all good. So I really think that this injured list stint is just a way for them to kind of try to put reins on him and to kind of keep tabs on him because they need to be able to report back to the media when the media is no doubtedly going to ask them questions, right? And they're going to say, "Hey, what's the update?" And they're going to have to have an update. I think that's what that's all about. I think they're using IL. They're hiding behind the IL so that
But
they can.
here's the
Mhm.
thing, Dave. If he was meant to be on the IL, then why was there even a conversation about him not showing up in Boston? He's on the IL. You
I
see what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
I don't
So,
think
like,
he was on the IL when he was in
He
when he
wasn't
was
on
in
the IL at
Boston.
that point.
that's exactly my point. Is that he was not on the IL at that point. So did that injury occur when he was not in official team activities? What did he do when he left and didn't show up in Boston that got
Well, I
him
know.
injured mysteriously?
I believe that Boston series was after the Braves series, and I remember him missing at least one game during that Braves series. So I don't know if there was a lingering injury that was going on. Like this isn't the first time he's gone AWOL on his team. Like he's done this before. He
Hmm.
did it last year actually. Like they thought I guess his home got broken into or whatever, and they thought he was off taking care of that matter, and come to find out he had gone all the way back to the Dominican Republic while they thought he was taking care of some issues at his house in Arizona. So like this dude like definitely marches to the beat of his own drum. Um
Yeah, he does.
I really don't know what's going on with him. As far as the whole IL stint, I mean, there could be a lingering injury going on that I mean, we see it all the time. The guys go on their injured list retroactive to 3, 4 days ago because they thought it was just a nagging issue and turned out to be bigger than it was. So it's hard for me to say that he's not injured, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I could understand if the team was like in Miami and you were at home at the casino, but they're in Arizona. Like you can't be at the game for 3 hours and just be on the bench with the team. Like you're the guy of the team. You're the face of this team, and it's not a good look for your team to be like. I think they're still in the playoff race. It seems like everybody's in
They
the
Yeah.
are.
playoff race these
They
days.
are.
Like they're still fighting for the postseason, and you can't be there to support. Like I listen. A lot of big names on the Braves have been injured past couple years, and they're always on the bench in uniform. Not a chance of stepping on the field, but they're on the bench in uniform supporting their team. You're the face of this franchise. They put all this money in your pocket, bruh. Go to the game, be there. When the game's over, guess what you can do? Go to the casino. Like I don't
Right.
understand why that's so hard for him. Just it's not a good look. You 20 miles up the road while your team is fighting for a playoff spot. You sitting there hanging out with the one armed bandit and playing blackjack and all that good stuff. Like, bruh,
You know what's so funny, Z? Is like, at all these casinos, they got those big old TVs with sports everywhere,
he's
tickers
probably
at the
watching the
bottom.
game.
He's probably watching the game. They probably got a picture of him, you know what I mean, during
Yeah,
the broadcast talking about, yeah,
Yeah,
he's still
man.
on the injured list.
They
And then
watching
people
them
turn
watching him.
around like,
That's what it is.
isn't that you? Like, bro, how wild
not
is
a limp
that?
in sight. Walking
Right.
pretty naturally.
Now the first
Putting
image
money
that
on
they had
Corbin
of him in the
Carroll.
casino, the dude behind him, the dude who videotaped it, he did look like he was limping. I'm gonna give him that, man. I'll give him that.
Okay.
He's on the 10-day IL with knee inflammation. That's the official word.
Hmm.
They say that he could come back as soon as next Monday, and that's if they can find him. So
If they
I
can
don't know,
find
man.
him, that's crazy.
Bro, but here's the thing is that, like, if the injury was legit, then why? why not just be on the injured list in Boston? Like, I don't understand because we've seen situations where players get injured doing non-baseball related activities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that non-football related injuries, non-football basketball related injuries, and there's harsher punishments for doing like ridiculous activities during season, right? Like, bro, like they don't want to punish this guy because of his mental health issues. But like, I mean, the leagues, like you said with David Stern, the leagues are getting soft.
Yeah, man. They are, bro. They really are. They letting these dudes just run the league, man. They letting the I don't want to say it, but they
The inmates running the asylum, Dave.
pretty much, man. You already know they are. That's what they're
But
doing.
in light of Josh not being here, this just goes to show you that money is not going to buy you happiness. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right.
Um, Money is not going to buy you happiness. It's not going to heal um, your mental health issues. It's not going to give you that peace and that joy that you're searching for. Um, you know, these are things that I don't know what Cattell Marte's spiritual situation is, but these are things that are found in Jesus Christ, right?
No doubt.
And you know, hopefully he can, you know, get his mind right. You know, maybe a really good sign is the fact that he was spotted in the casino. You know what I mean? That maybe that's something that is pulling away at his heart. Um, you know, not for nothing, but I think I saw Shohei in the background. No, I'm just playing. But I just
Bruh.
had
Bruh.
to throw that in for comedic effect just to get a rise out of Dave. But
Yo,
Bruh.
yeah, man. You know, this is something that's real talk, man. Um,
We
man,
about to
more
get
people
canceled.
just need Jesus.
Japan about to start a petition against us, bro.
Get this
yo,
podcast shut down. They're on me.
yeah. That's
Oh
that's
man.
wild, man.
We're gonna start a conspiracy right
That's
here
so wild.
because the Diamondbacks, hold on, play that conspiracy music. The Diamondbacks are in the same division as the
Fact.
Dodgers.
Facts. Oh boy.
So there's a link there, Zeke. There's a link, and he was
And
in a casino where there
wow.
was gambling, Zeke.
Uh-huh.
So now, if y'all really thought we was gonna go through this podcast without me getting on the Dodgers, y'all got to be kidding.
Come
All
on,
right,
man.
I
Let's do
wasn't.
it. Let's do it.
If you thought that was gonna happen, it's not an official topic, but if you thought that was gonna happen, man, you are definitely fooling yourself.
Talking
But
about these life insurance companies.
I think, yeah, man. So listen,
Go for
here's
it.
here's the thing with that, because I don't want to make any Dodgers fans angry, man. I hate when people come after my Yankees about financial stuff, and far be it for me to go after the Dodgers fans and the team about some stuff that really don't have anything to do with them, right?
Nah, Dave, make them angry, bro.
Here's the thing, man. What this guy is doing, what the owner is doing, is of his own doing, right? It just so happens that the team may be affected by it because of how he's spending the money, what he's doing with the loot, okay, and how he's coming about all of this extra money, uh, you know, while not playing fairly. Let's just put it that way. All right. So allegedly, he's doing all this. He's doing things. He's being funny with the money with these insurance companies. But again, the only way it affects the Dodgers is if he has to sell the team, and then some other billionaire is going to come in and they're going to want to to jump in there and I feel like all the contracts and all that stuff will be secure, but the Dodgers, bro, the bag, bro, they are on the hook for some serious money. They are going to be broke. I give the Dodgers probably 8 years before they are like broke again and may have to go bankrupt again, bro.
And you know
Because
Again,
I'm
what?
gonna tell you,
If they get seven World Series championships out of it, they'll say it was well worth it.
yeah. Here's the thing: what they're banking on is the Shohei effect. Shohei is going to take this little measly $20 million that they're paying him over 10 years. He's gonna go back. Okay, he's gonna go back to Japan, right? And he's gonna say, get the CTC, cut the check, get that money flowing over here. He's gonna be nowhere near LA, and they're
You
banking
think
on
so?
him. They banking on him staying in LA and in California, man. He's not staying there and paying those taxes, bro. He's not doing it, man. Send the money across seas. Zeke? What's going on, man?
Nothing,
He
man.
watching the
All right.
Dodgers. We'll let you go soon, Z, so you can watch the game. But
No, I'm listening. I'm listening because I mean, I don't. He doesn't have to live in LA to be around the team. Like he's gonna have private jet money where he can go back and forth and be around the Dodgers and pretty much serve as their ambassador. I see him as their version of Ichiro. Like Ichiro is always around the Mariners, but I don't think he lives in Seattle. Like
No,
I could be wrong. He might. I don't think Ichiro lives in the states. I see. I don't necessarily see Shohei as a guaranteed ghosting the Dodgers as soon as his contract is up situation. Like I see him hanging around and being an ambassador and kind of like I don't know if he's going to continue to feed them the young Japanese stars, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he hung around. I think I'd
the
be more
biggest.
shocked if he just ghosted them. I mean, yeah, we all know the biggest selling point of this contract is avoiding the California taxes. But if he's
Correct.
living in Japan, yeah, go ahead and cut me my checks in Japan. I'll come hang out during like spring training and during big series or whatever, like playoff series. I come throw out first pitch, or I'll come back for a Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night or whatever. But yeah, I don't see him just ghosting the Dodgers after the contract is up. I could be wrong though. He could be an absolute jerk. We all, for all we know, I don't know.
The
you know
bobblehead
what? I'm
night.
not the only one asking this question. If the Dodgers, because I was just trying to look up to see if I could find that answer. Like, what happens if the Dodgers file bankruptcy to all those deferred contracts? Because usually in a bankruptcy, you're able to get out of obligations. Did they get out of that obligation with Shohei?
They're gonna have to line up as creditors. Yeah, they gotta line. Shohei will have to line up like a creditor, man, and beg for his money. That's what'll happen.
And now then it just depends
That's
just
what's going to happen, bro.
how
That's what
much
happens
the
in
Dodgers
bankruptcy.
franchise can sell for, and so that way they can start, taking the money from the sale and giving it to all of the creditors. But if he's got enough creditors and Shohei's at enough far back in that line, I wonder what that does to to his money, what that does to that franchise as a whole. It'll be interesting. But I tell you what, it just came out today that the owner of the Dodgers, literally reached out to the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, to try to seek financial relief because you guys know that Steve Cohen is the richest owner in baseball. And so he actually reached out. Here's the crazy thing: all these people were saying, like, man, the Dodgers are a well-run organization. They're doing things the right way. They're not doing anything that any other team couldn't do. You could do that too. You could get that money
Who
too.
who said that? Didn't Jeffrey
Everybody.
Passon say that?
Jeff Passan, he's getting clowned online too, because he was saying he was there like, I ain't do nothing out of the ordinary. Now I know like the Scooble thing, that was a trade, and so there was nothing nefarious about that. But all those contracts, Kyle Tucker, I mean the Mets, we were in on Kyle Tucker. I'm not mad about that. My man Kyle Tucker is the next Ketel Marte. When my man is like crying as he grounds into a base hit because he's been in a
Time out,
slump.
time out, time
Oh,
out,
yo.
time out. We're not gonna compare Cattell's crying to Kyle Tucker's crying, man. Two
Why
totally
not?
different reasons. Cattell's was valid. Kyle Tucker's crying because he got booed.
Bro, what was that line? There's no crying in
Okay,
baseball.
you gonna go with the drunk Tom Hanks coach from League of Their Own? All right, cool.
That's right. It's part of the culture.
Yeah,
But
cool.
yeah, we dodged the bullet as far as I'm concerned. But
So
it's gonna be interesting to see because I still think the Dodgers are probably gonna win it all. But does this taint any of their previous championships or when they win it this year?
Keep saying win. If, bruh, if.
So
Right. My bad. My
what
bad.
really came out of this thing with the owner going to Steve Cohen?
I was breaking when I jumped on the
If
podcast.
I was Steve
Um,
Cohen, I was like, yo, I'll give you some relief. Just let me take the Shohei contract and
Steve
Shohei.
Cohen didn't. Steve Cohen didn't mention anything when they did a direct interview and they asked him directly about the Dodgers owner. He was just saying that he's a good friend and that he wishes him all the best in figuring out that stuff. So it was a very PC kind of politically correct kind of comment.
So PC,
Nothing
did you
nothing
hear about
drama
Jeff
worthy.
Passan getting community noted on Twitter?
Yeah, I seen that. That
You
was
saw
funny.
that, huh?
Yeah,
What do y'all
but I
what do
mean,
y'all think
like,
about
bro, like all we heard about is how the because I mean I couldn't believe it. You guys know how I was freaking out on this podcast about how they got every single good player. They
that? Yeah.
stole Edwin Diaz from us, right? And I'm just there like, bro, how you getting all these dudes? You already got Shohei, you already got Mookie, you already got Freddie Freeman. Imagine he stole Z. He stole Freeman. He stole Edwin. You know what I mean?
You know
Like,
what? I'm not gonna blame them. I'm not gonna say he stole
they,
Freeman. We fumbled Freeman.
but maybe it wasn't on legit terms. Maybe it was nefariously gained advantage. A man went on to win two
Freddie
chips.
Freeman went to the Dodgers after we got Matt Olson and signed him to a long contract. If that happened before the Olson incident went down, then I can say, all right, maybe. But that was agent and team miscommunication. I don't think that had anything to do with the Dodgers. But
Fair
let's not
enough,
talk about
but
that right now. It's hard enough to watch him in a Dodgers uniform on the Braves field right now. So let's not talk about Freddie Freeman.
All right, man.
but if they're willing to be that kind of deceptive, does that extend into the minor league ranks? Because the Dodgers have for a long time had like some of the best minor league talent. We just saw with the Clippers, and even though he was exonerated, that they were like funneling money, apparently, allegedly, to Kawhi Leonard. And, the NBA decided it looks like to either look the other way and not prosecute Kawhi Leonard, um, and by, default, Ballmer. Or it could be the fact that maybe he just really was deceived and, there's really no story there because this is all allegedly. But the story was that he was funneling illegal funds to get that player. Well, how do we know the Dodgers ain't doing that for all of these minor league talents? It would cost a lot less and they could build up the base that they need to make these kind of insane trades. Like what part of their organization is not corrupt or that we can trust to be on the up and up right now?
I'm
They're all
not saying
crooks.
nothing, man.
Let's kick them out of the league. Boom.
I
Send,
you
send,
know,
them,
I'm
send them to
gonna
the
tell you,
KBO.
it's all gonna come out, man. I'm trying to tell you right now. I feel like the Dodgers owner, he's dirty. Um, Again, it has nothing to do with the players on the field. It has nothing to do with the fans. It has nothing to do with the organization. They were just beneficiaries of his dirt, and so it's gonna come out, bro.
Yeah.
Mark Walter is gonna get found out, bro. So before we go, real quick, I want to throw this card up because something hilarious is going on in this card. I don't know if y'all could
I
tell
see
who's
I
in
see
there.
your boy in the background.
See him back there? You see them both looking over there, right?
Yeah.
That's because the bookies like what they hitting for tonight.
I was about to say they checking out the over unders
What they hitting
on
for.
the big scoreboard.
So, but there's a guy on there's a guy in our Discord that got this card, and he said that he was going to try to send it to the penitentiary to get Ipe to sign
Get
it
Ipe to
for.
sign it. Dang.
But somebody was
Yeah,
like,
that's
well,
wow.
you should get Shohei to sign it first because if he sees Ipe's signature on it, he won't sign it. So they over there plotting, man.
That's
Anyway,
crazy.
I think we good, fellas. I think we should cut it off there. What you guys think?
For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm over it.
All right.
It's been
Peasy,
fun.
I know
It's been
you
real.
are. Peasy, you gonna get us up out of here?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, make sure, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe on your way out. Turn on the notifications. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. We love y'all. And yeah, have a great night.
Peace.
Peace, peace.